now, welcome to our How to Host a Key to College webinar. Yay! Thank you all so much for coming out tonight. We're all very excited to share our knowledge with you about Key to College, and I hope you're all excited to learn something new today and be able to take this back to your clubs and just learn more about Kiwanis family relations in general. So as we get started, we are going to meet your host.
Hello, my name is Vincent. I am an incoming third year at UC San Diego. I was last year's Kiwanis Family Chair as well as the Paradise Division Liaison on the District Kiwanis Family Committee. And this year I'm the 2016-2017 UCSD CKI Vice President of Administration. And I love Kitty College because my favorite part of Kitty College was working with the committee.
Hi everyone, so my name is Cecilia Pham, or you can call me Cece. I was at Orange Coast College, currently transferring to Cal State Fullerton as an upcoming junior. My past positions were the 2014-2015 MD&E, and last year was as a Kiwanis Family Chair. Why do I love Keys to College? Well, basically, I love it because I get to see Circle K members helping out high school students preparing for the college.
Hi everyone, I'm Kathy. I'm going to be a third year at San Francisco State. My past positions were the Kiwanis Family Chair for my home club, and this year I'm serving as a Northern Liaison on the District Kiwanis Family and Foundation Committee. Why I love Kita College is just love educating like high school students about college, and we were all once in their shoes before, and so we know what it's like to be worried incoming freshmen. So yeah, I just love educating members about Kita College and college in general.
And hello, it's me. I am your Jokes Master, Nick Stringfellow. I am a rising third year at UC Los Angeles. Past and current positions, I was the 2015-2016 Kiwanis Family Networking Chair for UCLA Circle K, and I also served on the International Kiwanis Family Relations Committee for Circle K International as the Kiwanis Ambassador. And this year, I'm serving you all, I'm very humbled to do so, as your workshops or webinars coordinator on the District Kiwanis Family and Foundation Committee. Now, why do I love Kita College? I love Kita College because of that great feeling when you get to share information about the college experience to our K family counterparts and just being able to help them every step of the way as they transition into college. So first, what is Kita College, you may ask? Well, Kita College, or K2C for short, is a Kiwanis Family program that helps educate high school students of the Kiwanis family, specifically Key Club members and Kiwanis members, about the college application process, financial aid, and all the different things necessary for these high school students to be prepared for college as they apply and as they transition out of high school. Now, what does a Kita College look like? Kita College has many different forms, many different ways to plan your Kita College, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But at the core, Kita College includes different educational workshops and activities on different topics on the college application process. So it could be like applying for state schools, personal statements, private schools, the Common App, and a whole bunch of different other things. Also, financial aid, if I didn't say that already, that's one of my favorite topics because financial aid is financial aid, and money is money, and money is good. And also a whole bunch of different other things that are relevant to high school students as they transition out of high school and get ready for the fun that awaits them in college. You can also include in your program, which we'll also talk about later also, small campus tours, give the high school students a tour around your campus just to show them what it's like just to walk around college every day. Panels for, say, career or for majors, or just a general college panel, and also group discussions where people can just talk about different things that they feel about college and hopefully demystify anything about the college process that may come up in the minds of our attendees.
Why should clubs host a Kita College? Kita College is a great way to strengthen your relations within your Kiwanis family. It gives your club an opportunity to interact within your Kiwanis family by sharing their college experience. Also, it gives Circle K members an opportunity to gain leadership skills as well by letting general members host a workshop or doing panels or even like a campus tour. So it gives a really good experience to those who are thinking about becoming a leader.
Okay, so how would you plan Key to College? Well, first of all, you want to ask your predecessor on the pros and the cons of any of their own Key to College, like what's became successful, what became unsuccessful, what's working, what's not working. And not just that, but a really good point is that you want to think like a high school student, like what do they want to see in Key to College and what do they want. Create some activities for them to interact with, as well as keeping in contact with the Kiwanis family counterparts, such as Kiwans, Key Clubs, or your sponsoring Kiwanis, and have many discussions with your board members and your committees as well. And how do you want to build your program? Usually a high recommendation is making your own Key to College committee and having art registrations, workshop hosts, or anything else. And one important thing I would like to elaborate is choosing a theme for Key to College. As I remember from my own Key to College, my co-host and I chose Inside Out, and we thought it was a really good thing because the movie just came out, everyone just watched the movie, and it was really cute and how it was inspiring for high school students. They're like, oh, maybe I should take a next step. And you can create like little decoration for them, and also create a timeline to like think ahead of time of when to plan your key talk, when to talk to your committee members, when to talk to your board member, when to discuss with their Kiwanis family chairs and all that stuff. And not just that, you want to find locations. So once you find out your date, your set date, you want to talk to the person individually who's in charge ahead of time so they can book it for you. And also, this is the best part about your sponsoring Kiwanis. You want to ask for any donation they have, as food, resources, or anything they can help you with. Okay, so the next thing is advertising and publicity. So one of the ways is doing an event report form, which is an ERF. Even though it's not required to do an ERF, but most regional advisors from Key Clubs or Kiwanis highly recommend it because they want to know who's attending, who's not attending, who is approved, and who's not approved. And one of the best ways to do an ERF, which is the event request form, is to notify the club Kiwanis and regional advisor ahead of time and to resubmit and send them a copy. And not just that, but another way to publicize is to attend to the Key Clubs or Kiwanis event. You can also email them through their own personal email or through their professional email, asking them when can I advertise, when can I go to your divisional council meeting, and all that stuff. They're happy to help you out. And not just that, you can talk to the LTG, Key Club and Kiwanis LTGs, or their president, their club president, and their Kiwanians. By having those helping you out from your other Kiwanis family branches, it will help you keep in mind that, oh, they're going to help me promote for high school students to be more educated and everything else. And by having also reminding them that it is a free event and how you can get free friends and all this stuff, free food and everything else as well. Okay, so one of the ways to plan a Key to College as well is to, once the event comes closer or approaches, you want to make a sign-up sheet for Circle K members and Key Clubs or Kiwanis ahead of time. Once your date is approved and your location is set, and you talk to your committee members as well as your board members and your sponsoring Kiwanis. And one of the high recommendations I did from last year from my Key to College is adding in the Base and Little system, which was to pair the high school students and to the college student. As a college student, prepare and encourage them to do some college stuff and give them a life experience, like something inspiring for them. And besides that, you want to complete decorations ahead of time. You don't want to be late or procrastinating because it will be a huge stress for you. And one of the things from my own event that I did with my co-host is we made mini memorial gifts for Circle K members or Kiwanis or Kiwanis or anyone that attended our event. So we made like little mini rocks which represent memories, like those balls, and put them thank you for the memories, as in, our theme was inside and out with each color, which was joy, blue, green, yellow, and everything else. And make sure to keep in mind that you can also ask other Circle K members from other schools like UCs, Cal State, private schools, or overall your division to help you out. They're willing to help you out. They're willing to make sure your Key to College is successful. And always During your event, always keep in contact or check in with your committees, your workshop hosts, your piano host, or anyone else, and overall remember that you want to have fun with it.
So there's a lot of things you could do to improve a Kitty College. One really obvious thing, but not so obvious at the same time, is considering the time of year. You can include relevant information depending on what time of year you are actually having your Kitty College. For example, if your Kitty College is right before applications are due, you might want to emphasize workshops on tips about college applications, little things like that. Whereas if your application or your Kitty College is after the application process, you might want to emphasize college life itself. For example, how to live on campus, different life hacks or things that you do to survive in college, how college classes are like. It's really like a small thing, but taking into account the time of year it is really nice for the attendees, so they can get like a more specific gauge. Although you shouldn't like get rid of the other topic altogether, because in both cases there are other people there are other attendees who want to learn about the other information. Rather than someone like before, who maybe someone already did their application like way ahead of time before the application process. They still want to learn about what college life is like. So don't throw out the workshop altogether. Just emphasize one set more than the other. Another great way to improve the Q College program is thinking outside of the box. You can mix in new fun like little workshops that are still educational. For example, you could have it's listed there, little Mythbusters or a life hacks workshop for things that really help you during college. An example of how a Mythbusters workshop would go would be like the hosts would be on front and they'd have the slides that would say something like, "Oh, is the freshman 15 real or is it a myth?" And then they would have like the audience like try to answer, and then they would go to the next slide and be like, "Oh, actually it might be real or something like that, or it is real, or it's fake. It's definitely a myth. This myth has been busted." Things like that. So it's really fun and it's really informative. It's a great way to keep the audience entertained and keep everyone like participating. Another great thing to do during a Q college is integrating a service project, because you're going to have a lot of people from a lot of different branches of Kiwanis. You're going to have Kiwans, possibly even Key Clovers and Kiwanians and any other Kiwanis-related clubs in one area at like one time. So including a service project, you could do a huge service event with everyone there, and it'd be like probably really successful just because you have so many volunteers. You could also add a theme. This was mentioned earlier, but you can do a lot of things with the themes. They provide a lot of leeway to a lot of like fellowship activities. For example, you could have little games and competitions that have prizes throughout the day. One example is during my Kitty College, I had an Under the Sea theme Kitty College, and we had a cutout version of Dory, and we hid Dory around somewhere. And we had this competition where, whoever found Dory first gets like Finding Dory, and would get a little prize. And it was just a fun way to like play with the theme, get everyone excited for the event. Before the event, we advertised it, and everyone got a little bit more excited. So it's always nice to like think about little things to integrate into your Kitty College, and the theme is a great way to do that. You could also have a college panel and a major fair, one or the other, or both. I highly recommend having both. This is a time where attendees could just go up to someone and ask the questions that they had during a presentation that they weren't able to ask, maybe because they were too shy, maybe there wasn't enough time. So this is a great way for them to just like have a little comforting area, open space for them to ask any questions they had that were lingering. Let's see. I have a really big tip about having a major fair and college panel. It's really nice to have people presenting or hosts to be realistic about the information they give. It's a lot. It's really appreciated. Like I know I would appreciate it a lot if someone told me, "Oh, college is going to be like really hard. You got to work. You got to really work for it. It's really rewarding, but it's really tough time. You got to really like scale down and work for it." Whereas if I had someone who was like, "Oh yeah, college is so much fun. I got to do this and this and this," I would just look at them and be like, okay, so college is going to be easy, I guess, and I'll go into college and not know what I'm doing. So it's a lot better to have a realistic host or realistic volunteers to give like actual information than have people like kind of sugarcoat everything. So that's something really important to keep in mind that some people might kind of like. It's really nice to have realistic information being given out. You could also have a joint Key to College with another school or your division. This was mentioned earlier, but I'm going to elaborate on it. So this does a couple things. One, it broadens how many volunteers you have. Two, it's a great way for colleges to get close to each other and like work together, change your like Circle K connection, as well as other Kiwanis branches connections in your area. Three, having a lot of different types of colleges helps broaden the perspective, and it really enriches the information that's given out. For example, if you have someone from a community college, they'll have different information than someone from a CSU or someone from a UC. So having a lot of people help out in your Key to College, especially a lot of people from a lot of different schools, would give a lot of different kinds of information that would probably not be possible if you just limited your scope to just one school. And lastly, but definitely not least, creating a committee is really important, in my opinion, for having a Key to College. Realistically, you can plan and host a Key to College all by yourself. It's not impossible, but it is really difficult. And it's really important, I think it's really important to have a committee because it definitely splits the workload, so you don't have to stress yourself out. I personally know someone who hosted a Key to College and planned it all by himself, and he said that it was really he really had a terrible time. And then the next year, he saw like his successor have a committee, and he saw like that committee have a really fun time. And he wished that he had a committee. So I really emphasize if you were to host a Key to College that you make a committee and split the workload. It also provides like leadership opportunities for general members. So this committee gives general members this opportunity to just try out a leadership position. Maybe they don't know if they want to do board or something like that. So they try out Key to College committee, and it's a lot of fun. Like maybe that's the push they need to try out for board. And also it makes the experience a lot more fun. Like I said earlier, doing it by yourself is never fun. It's always better to have friends around. And yeah, those are just a couple things that you do to improve the Key to College program.
So alternatives to Key to College. So you may be coming from a club where you may not have the resources to put on a Key to College, or you may not have the space, or you also maybe don't want to take that direction for a full Key to College program, but maybe you want to try an alternative instead. The overall goal of Key to College is to help spread information about the college experience and spread different tips to high school students, Key Club members, and there are multiple different ways to do that if you want to take on a different direction. So we have two ideas that you could take on here in this presentation. So the first one is a college program at a Key Club meeting. So sometimes it may be hard to get the high school students to come to the college, but how about taking the college to the high school students? If that's something you want to do, if you want to go to a local Key Club meeting or a local high school to talk to high school students directly, one thing you could do is you could talk to local Key Club advisors to see if you can get permission to bring like a few Circle K members to a Key Club's regular club meeting or to a divisional council meeting, any other meeting or large scale event. And you could also talk there with them about the college experience and with a short little presentation that you could put together. Of course, like times like these, you may not have enough time to cover everything that you want to cover, like a full Key to College program. So keep that in mind in terms of when you're putting your information together. You want to probably put together the information that will be the most prevalent to them and the most relevant at the time that you're giving their presentation. And also make sure to save it afterwards for any questions that people may have. Since you're college students and you're just right there in front of them, high school students will hopefully take the opportunity to ask you questions that are just on their mind and look to you just for advice while they have you there. So definitely still make sure to be open and interactive with the Key Club members, and it could be very fruitful, and it could really make a big difference in terms of how they approach college and how they feel about applying for college in general. And then another way, which is more implicit, is interaction at Kiwanis Family events. So every Kiwanis Family event is an amazing opportunity to share wisdom and act as a role model to our younger service leadership partners. So for example, if you're at a service project and you're working with the Key Clubber, strike up a conversation with that Key Clubber, get to know them and get to know like, oh, like these are the things you're interested in studying, what colleges you want to go to maybe, and like answer any questions they may have right there. Also, just in social environments and just really whatever, you have lots of different opportunities to share your knowledge. Of course, like don't force it. Don't say, oh, I'm going to teach you about college. That's not always the most fun way, but keep it natural, keep it nice, and hopefully they'll be able to take something away from the conversations that you have together. A formal program isn't always necessary to make a big difference on the experience of a high school student learning about college through the Key to College program. A single conversation can make a big difference, and it's important if you're in a large group setting to hopefully mix up Circle K members and Key Club members, and also encourage your fellow members to talk with the Key Club members just to establish those connections, because the K family connections that you can make through this, and also the opportunities to share your wealth of information, because we've all been in the situation before where we're applying for college and we may not know what to do. We can help ease the minds of the Key Clubbers as they go onto that process themselves. So now we're going to move on to testimonials. So each of our hosts are going to share a little bit of their Key to College experience, going to share different things that stuck out to them. They already shared their favorite things about Key to College in the beginning of this webinar, but this is more time for them to just go more in depth, just talk about specific things that make Key to College very special to them. So let's get started with Vincent.
Okay. I actually have like a long history of Key to College. I attended two Key to Colleges and helped plan two Key to Colleges as well. So I have attended a total of 4 Key to Colleges. The 2 Key to Colleges I attended were a lot of fun. The first one I attended actually was the one where the person planned the event all by himself, and he looked like really stressed out, and I got to know him afterwards, things like that. So that was pretty interesting. I got a lot of like background knowledge about the event, and I thought it was a really fun, informative event for me. Because back then I had no idea what college was, no idea what I was doing. And then fast forward to my senior year, it was also really fun. The event seemed a lot more organized, a lot more planned out, and I got like almost it was almost as if I got more information the second time, just because there was a committee planning it. So that's why I definitely recommend having a committee. Things just go a lot smoother, and it's a lot more fun. Then fast forward again another year, I ended up being on a Key to College committee and planning the event, and being on the background side and seeing the logistics and everything like that. And really it was really one of the things that pushed me to go for board, because it was a lot of fun working with other people, other members, and a board member at that. So it was just so much fun. And then for the year that I actually planned a Key to College, I guess my biggest advice, it was a lot of fun. My biggest advice would be have fun with your committee, get to know them, and make sure that you know what they're doing at all times. Because it really cuts down like miscommunications where like, oh, I thought this person was going to do it, or I thought this person was going to do it. And my biggest advice would be just to make sure you know what everyone's doing at all times, and really have a vision for the event before starting a committee, so you can kind of guide your committee along the way and sort of guide them towards the like end goal, I guess.
Hey, so hi. So for my Key to College experience, it was really fun. It was good, especially with my co-host and the other schools and my own club helping me out. Let's see. So I think one of the favorite part about my Key to College was how many high school students had many questions about financial aid, and my co-host and I actually booked up with one of our own financial aid professional to come by and present what financial aid is about, any questions, loans, and scholarship for the high school student. But it wasn't just for high school student; it was also for like Circle K members who has questions about when they're transferring, or if their money and everything else. So it was a really beneficial things for the financial aid professional to come by to our Key to College. And not just that, but I think, let's see, oh, the mini gifts and everything, it really made everyone excited when they noticed that it was, oh, it's the theme from Inside Out. But the part that my coworkers, not my coworkers, my and I were worried about is that they thought it was candy, so they were gonna eat it, but it was rocks and marbles. So that's the part we're gonna change for for the next upcoming Key to College for our successor. Overall, it was really fun. Our high school student enjoyed it. We switched it out with personal health and then with financial aid, with what Circle K is about, what college is about, and everything else that was in between it. And yeah, that's it.
For myself, I actually had a long history of Keto colleges myself, just like Vincent. So when I was a Key Clubber, I've been to 3 Keto colleges. Yeah, that's a lot, but I've been to 3 Keto colleges because it was honestly one of my favorite Kiwanis Family events. And so I learned a lot about the Kiwanis family in general, just from those Keto colleges, which made me join Circle K, and like it gave me more of an insight of what Circle K had to offer. So going towards my first year of college, I joined Circle K. We didn't have a Kiwanis family chair, but I knew there was such a position, so I ran for the position because I knew that the Kiwanis family chair was such an amazing position. You gain a lot of experience from it. And so when it came to running for the Kiwanis family position and getting the position, the next step was getting a committee. So getting a committee, it really helped me plan a key to college. It really opened my eyes to see what the general members had to say and what kind of leaders they were, and like just in general, they had a lot of good ideas that I couldn't come up with myself. And so having a committee is really helpful in the long run. It's really recommended if you can have a committee do so. Um, and yeah, one of my favorite parts about my key to college was that what I wanted to incorporate was the 3 tenets of Circle K, so service, fellowship, and leadership. So service, we had a service workshop, so we made beanies for the homeless because last year's district service initiative was helping the homeless, so we made beanies. And then fellowship was the workshops or the icebreakers that we had during our workshops and during lunchtime. And then leadership was like the Circle K members hosting a workshop and whatnot. It was really a fun experience and whatnot. But overall, my favorite part of Key to College was panels because it really brought everyone together. Everyone opened up and really asked the questions. And for those who were shy and couldn't like really ask questions, those were the ones who like would other people would ask their questions and whatnot. And it was a really good experience for those who are shy and whatnot. So yeah, I think it was overall a really good experience for myself and for the my Circle K club.
Okay, so my turn. So I haven't actually hosted a Key to College, but I've been to several Key to Colleges, and I've got to share a lot of experiences through them. Fun fact, I'm from the Sacramento area, and while I was in Key Club, even though there were multiple Key to Colleges around me, I never actually went to one until I got to college, which is really kind of sad. I was really bummed out. But when I got to college, I immediately jumped on board to volunteer at UCLA's Key to College, which is played by Joseph, and he'll be talking probably about that when he gives his testimonial. And I really wanted to just get really involved right away. Even though I haven't been to one before, I really wanted to share my knowledge on college and be able to just help like reassure like any fears that people have, because the college applications process was pretty scary and also pretty intense for me also, and I just wanted to share like my experience and answer any questions was really, really something I wanted to get out of the event. And then I went to Keedy College that first time, and it was really, really fun. Like Kathy said, it showed me what Circle K had to offer, and it was really, really cool. From there, I was like more hooked on Circle K and got more hooked on the Kiwanis family. Since then, I've been able to go I went to Sacramento State's Keedy College twice. Each in the last 2 years. I went to UC Riverside's Keedy College, and also got to go to UCLA's Keedy College this last year, and District Keedy College over last summer. And each Keedy College is different. Each one brings different perspectives and different like structure, but overall, seeing how like passionate and how willing people are to share their knowledge about college to our Kiwanis family counterparts is really, really cool. And just seeing how people like remember, tell me who were in Key Club who joined Circle K. Yeah, I went to Key College and it was super fun, and I want to join Circle K after that. It's a really cool experience just seeing, and also it's very cool from my perspective to see people who are in the Kiwanis family uh, want to continue in the Kiwanis family because of the interactions that they have with the following branch. So Kitty College, for those of you who maybe aren't planning one but are interested in volunteering in one and wanting to get involved, please do. It's so worthwhile. I think any of us hosts can say that, and anyone who's hosted one or been at a Kitty College can affirm that as well.
So, hi everyone. My name is Joseph. I've been in the background this whole time. But yeah, just like adding on to what everyone said, like for me personally, like I never had the opportunity to go to Akita College because there were really no Circle Ks within like within like the local area within my city. So like my first experience with Akita College was like hosting a workshop my first year at UCLA, and then eventually like chairing two other keto colleges, one my second year and then another one for the division when I was lieutenant governor last year. And I guess like the only like strong message that I want to send out to all of you watching the webinar today is that high school students, high school Key Clubbers, and Key Wins members really do appreciate like the knowledge and experience of the Circle K members. Like I've talked to quite a few high school SLP members, and they just love the idea of having like Circle K members there to kind of guide them through the college application process as well as life during college. So, you know, if you're in a school that already has like a well-established keto college, great. If you're in a school that's thinking about maybe doing a keto college, I definitely encourage you to do it. As Nick mentioned during his part of the presentation, there is more than one way to host a keto college. You could go to like a high school, and just do it there, and you know, like you can do that. And honestly, like as many opportunities as we give the high school SLPs to learn more about college, the more better off they are. So yeah, so that concludes like the formal part of the presentation. So I do have just a few announcements for everyone. Okay, stopping screen sharing real quick. But yeah, so my announcements are that there is going to be a Keto College guidebook published within the next few weeks. So if you're thinking of planning a Keto College, this will really come in handy. A lot of what the work said will be on there, as well as some of the other things that the Kiwanis Family and Foundation Committee have come up with. And then in addition to that, since we are in a new webinar platform, we don't have the ability to keep track of attendance right now on our side. So there is a sign-in sheet which can be found at tinyurl.com/K2C webinar sign-in. So please, if you are here, please sign on to that. I will post it on the Facebook page as well. But this is going to be like honor system, so only sign up if you're here. If you're not here, don't sign up. But yeah, I'll give it back to Nick now.
All right, cool. Thank you, Joseph, for those announcements. So, like Joseph said, that is the end of the formal part of the webinar. For now, for the rest of the time, until everyone wants to, chill and leave, we will be answering questions about Key to College. If there's anything you guys want specific things about, or like clarification about, if there's anything in the presentation that sparked your interest that you want more elaboration on, please. There should be a Q&A link that you guys can click on and type your questions to. And yeah, we'll be waiting for your questions. Yeah, cool.
No one wants to ask us anything.
So also, if for some reason you can't access
Yep.
feel free to alter the live stream. Well, I'll be looking at that as well, and I can answer questions from there if that link isn't working. If you have any questions, just like tell us you can get to. But yeah, we're here for you right now if you have questions. Or do you want me to tell more bad jokes? I prefer questions though.
There's a question that says, would it be
Yay,
acceptable
questions.
to potentially co-host a Key to College? What do you mean by co-host? Like presenting workshops or having multiple people present workshops? Is that what you mean, or planning the entire thing like having two? Sorry.
So for
Oh, like with
co-hosting,
another school.
oh, with
No, he
another
says like
school.
with another school. Yeah.
Okay.
Co-hosting Key to College with another school. I guess my advice would be pick one school to have like a central location at first, and then have both schools collaboratively work together. But yes, it's definitely possible. Last year there was a divisional Key to College, and it definitely works. And I heard it was super successful. So definitely recommend. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to co-program a Katy College with another school, it also can open up your audience base. So say if one Circle K Club is only advertising to one group, or can only invite one group, but the other club can invite other groups, that will be great. You can expand like the amount of people who can come. Like Vincent said, make sure that you guys can pick a location beforehand. In case like something works out, like something doesn't work out, you guys can switch. That way, when you start publicizing, so if you guys will be prepared, and also if you need to fill out an event report form, that you can do that also. It's also a great time to pull together resources. So both clubs can ask for donations and stuff. So say if you want to ask your sponsoring Kiwanians for specific supplies, one club can take asking for like food, and one could take like supplies and other things.
Okay. Another question was, by the time school starts, which is August 29th for us, how far along should we be in the planning process if we are intending to have a Key to College by mid-October?
Well, if you plan to have a key to college in October, keep in mind that when you fill out an event request form, it is required 3 to 5 weeks in advance prior to the event. And by filling out the event request form, then you can start advertising your event. So if you want a lot of time to advertise your event, if you're going to have it in October, you might want to start August, preferably just so you have a little bit of leeway time to do some advertising. As like filling out an event request form does take a lot of time because it has to be signed through a lot of faculty advisors, Kiwanis advisors, your region advisors, and whatnot. So probably start in the beginning of August would be preferred.
So we also have another question. That says, let me scroll up to double check. Okay, there we go. How do you guys deal with key clubbers who don't show up? So I'm guessing this attends to members who sign up, who register but don't come. Um, there are different ways to go about it. Hopefully, like sometimes like there is a drop rate for people not showing up. It happens sometimes. But there may be times where maybe you have to adjust your program because of size. That may be a thing. But how to deal with them specifically? Um, It really depends on how stringent you want to be about it. That's really up to your discretion because sometimes there are different factors. Maybe it's transportation, maybe just the club registers and don't sign up, signs up, or if maybe a club, like club members come in, like say if we use the EARF suggestion that we mentioned in the webinar, they don't bring their completed EARF, then they can't attend. It depends on how you want to do it and how it may affect your program. That helps a little bit. We also have some more questions. We will go to, do you have any advertising campaign tips to increase attendance / excitement for K2C beyond filling out the EARF and attending Key Club Kiwanis events? Vincent?
Hi. Okay, so something that I did was I played a lot with the theme, like I mentioned earlier, and I had a lot of little fun activities during the day, and I gave out a lot of little prizes. What I don't know if you know this, but Key Clubbers love free T-shirts. So if you have any extra like club T-shirts, Circle K club T-shirts, they like really love like Circle K gear as well. So that like instantly gets people excited. Also, posting on social media about little things like countdowns for up till the event, like oh it's 10 days before the event, and you release like a small snippet of something um, like oh it's 10 days before the event, and did you know that at this event we're gonna have this, or oh it's like 5 days before the event, and did you know that there's gonna be this at this event, and it's gonna like little like snippets that gets them like kind of pumped up for it. So in addition to like attending the Key Club / Keywin events and filling out the ERFs, these little snippets kind of get people, little snippets and prizes get people excited for the event. I think Nick has something to add on to this.
Yes, I do. So from pulling from different Key to colleges I've been to, social media is a great tool that you can use to garner excitement and get people really pumped about Key to college. A well-utilized Facebook event page can do a lot of different things. You could have Facebook overlays that people can change their profile pictures to say, hey, I'm going to Key to college, and people are like, oh, I want a cool overlay, and then they'll go to Key to college also. You know, it's power of suggestion. That's one way to go about it. You can also do posts on the Facebook event, like a countdown, and you can also post on the social media pages of each division or each club also to say, like, to show that you're making the personal connection, which is also a nice thing because they say, hey, the Circle Kers are reaching out to us, and they're personally like saying, hey, we want you to come to Key College, and they may want to come also because they're like, oh, college, and like, whoa. And also free things work really well also. Like Vincent just like nailed it. Like free things are good. Raffle prizes are a good way to also garner interest if you want to take that route as well. So moving on to Joseph.
So my tips. So kind of like what Nick said, I posted heavily on like the divisional pages, but what I would do to kind of like draw more attraction to it is I would get like alumni from those divisions to post onto like a specific page, because like if you have an alumni doing it, then their friends is like the high school students in that division. So it's like more attractive if they know who's actually posting. And in addition to that, like I would stagger my posts because like I ended up inviting like 20 divisions to my Kita college. So I would stagger the posts because I noticed that like a lot of these key covers were part of multiple divisional pages. So like instead of posting them all on one day, I would post like 2 each day for a week, and then that would like the information for Kita College pop up for the people joining multiple divisional pages on multiple occasions. And then I guess this isn't really like an advertising campaign tip, but it's more like a, I don't know, like getting more people tip. But like if you know like region advisors really well, they often like if you're like really cool and chill with them, then sometimes they'll offer to like send buses or like vans or like other forms of transportation to your CUDA college. So like with UCLA's CUDA college, like I ended up getting like 2 buses from like one division, and that like upped my attendance by like 100 people. So that was really cool. So yeah, make friends with region advisors because they will definitely get more people to your CUDA college. So next up is Cece.
Okay, so hi. So for the tips about advertising, so one of for my key to college, it was not only limited to key clubs or Kiwanis, it was actually publicized to the whole public around my area at Costa Mesa, West Pittsburgh. So basically, what my co-hosts and committees and my board members did was went to other schools, such as like around the area, like Bosa Grande High School, Costa Mesa High School, and talked to the counselor or principals or vice principal, anyone who's a school professional who's willing to help us. And then we give them a flyer and give them more advice about or more information about what Kita College is, how this is a great opportunity for them, not just a way for them to just know more about colleges, but a way to recruit them into going into key clubs and key ones, and then later on have them furthermore into their Circle K life. Yeah, that's it.
We also had another question, which says, will this entire webinar be viewable on YouTube after it stops going live? So with YouTube Live, I think we can make it live, but we will get back to you on that, and if that becomes live, we'll let you know. At the minimum, we will be posting the slides for this webinar on the district website under the resources tab under the committee files for Kiwanis Family Foundation. So look out for those. At a minimum, these are still a great resource, and if we do the YouTube Live, we will definitely let you know and post about it on the Facebook event.
Yes, they actually should be posted on. So yeah, they should be posted to the Facebook page later on.
All right, so for our next question, how many workshops or workshop rounds did you have? So for my key to college, I had exactly 8 workshops. I found something wrong with having 8 because I started noticing that key clubbers started getting really tired and kind of like everyone started kind of leaving because it started to like really take a long time. So ideally your key to college would be like 9 to 3 or 9 to 4. And ideally you don't want to have more than 8 because then they'll start getting really bored and just really tired unless you have like really pumped up like workshops like how to like live off a college budget and stuff like that. So preferably no more than 8. Like excluding panels or like campus tours and like lunch and whatnot.
So in addition to having in my KD College shops, in addition to having about 8 workshops, we split it up into 2 sets of workshops. So we had about 4 sets of workshops going on so we'd do like 2 workshops running at the same time throughout the day, and we kind of split it up to because ours was after the application process, so we split it up to one set was focused on how to apply to college, and the other set was focused more on how to survive in college, how to live on campus. So the seniors that already finished the application process would more go towards the workshops that were for surviving to college, while the underclassmen were more focused on going to the how to apply, things like that. But of course, both sets of workshops were open for anyone to go to, but we just split it up that way. And if you find like a common way to put up workshops, it does make like the process go a lot more efficient instead of having like everyone sit through 8 workshops back to back to back to back to back. It's really nice to just sit through like 4 workshops and maybe have their friends sit through the other workshops and they can share information later.
Last call for any questions. If you have any more, we'll take 1 or 2 more questions. Please use the Q&A box, and then we will wrap up the webinar. So if you have any last-minute burning questions, please submit them now.
I do have a comment real quick that was just brought up. Campus tours are a great plus for a community college. Yeah, I definitely recommend if you can to host some campus tours to let them see what a college campus is like.
Also, another comment is like if you were to have panels, have panelists from different schools, so like some from like a CC or some from UC or even a CSU or like a private college. Having multiple panelists from different colleges really opens their perspective to different types of colleges that are to offer.
Okay, seeing no more questions, we're going to wrap it up right here. Once again, thank you to all of you for attending our How to Host a Key to College webinar. I hope you all found this very informative. If you're hosting a Key to College, good luck. If you've hosted a Key to College or just want to learn more, thank you for coming. Hopefully, we were able to expand your knowledge of the Kiwanis family a little bit more. Program. For me personally, Key to College is one of my favorite Kiwanis family events, and hopefully, y'all will love it too, and share it with your clubs and share it with everyone because KFAM is life. Yes. Like mentioned earlier, if you attended the webinar, which if you're listening right now, you pretty sure you did, please go onto the Facebook event for the link for the attendance sheet. It is tinyurl.com/K2C webinar sign in. We are using the honor system, so please only fill it out if you attended. If you know someone who attended or didn't attend who filled it out, shame on them. Um, Also, to reiterate from before, the slides from this webinar will be available on the district website, and also the YouTube live stream from this webinar will be available on YouTube. Yes, it will be available, so we are good. If you want to rewatch this again, and if you have any more questions that we didn't get to answer, please send an email to Joseph Madrigal, your District Kiwanis Family and Foundations Chair, at kfamily@cnhcirclek.org, or message any one of your hosts because they're also super knowledgeable too, and they're super nice. Like, yeah, they're super nice. So once again, thank you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful night. We'll see you next month for our next webinar. Wahoo! Thank you very much, and have a great night.